So I finally received my Coolbox after having ordered, or actually investing in it in, what was it, November of 2014? And here it is, January of 2018, and it finally was delivered. Just going to go over some of my initial thoughts. First of all, they call this color red. My college girlfriend, the interior designer, would have called it dusty rose. More of our tool guys would probably call it red that sat out in the sun for a really long time and faded, because that's really what it looks like. This thing is just full of weird design choices and a lot of issues that maybe back in 2014 when it was imagined were really cool, but now it's a little different. For example, these speaker holes, these speakers, look at those giant grills. That must be giant speakers in there. Well, no. As you can see, it's just a tiny little 3-inch speaker. They used to make these big grills like this back in the 70s on boom boxes and stuff. I don't know that it's necessary on this. No, they're not fooling anybody. Which is another thing that, Bluetooth speakers have come quite a way in 3 or 4 years. These sound about as good as those little speakers you get that are about the size of half a pop can, a soda can, That's about the quality you get out of this. This is the little compartment for your cell phone. I don't think you're going to get a Galaxy S8 in there. I think it's going to be too short. My S5 with a case just just barely fits in it. This little brittle plastic on here, I don't know how well it's ever going to hold up. But all these other things work. The charger works fine. The bottle opener. Probably the nicest piece on this whole thing are these vacuum cast hinges. They're probably the nicest piece on the whole unit. The handles seem a bit brittle. I'm not sure how well they're going to hold up. Inside, you have your your little light that's surprisingly good. But you have this cutout here that holds the battery and I guess the inverter. But what you do have is a lot of dead space. This inner wall on here, it eats up about a 1/2 inch of space on either side, which might not sound like much, but in a tiny little toolbox like this, an extra 1/2 inch on every side would be great. But they don't really give you, that much room to begin with, so. But perhaps the biggest issue with this thing is the fact, and let's put it on the scale here. Also, when you pick it up, it doesn't hang straight. So what do we got? About 16.5 pounds. 16.5 pounds. It's ridiculous. As soon as you put tools in this thing, it's going to be so damn heavy that you can't carry it. But you're saying, oh, wait, it's got wheels. Well, it's got wheels if you have an 8-year-old to lift it up, because once you get beyond here, you either have to bend way over to carry this thing, or you'd need a giant extension handle here. It's just It all looks good on paper, but until you actually try to use this thing, you you realize that it's not that useful of a toolbox. It's supposed to be this all-in-one everything. You've got this 5-foot cord to plug it in, and then you can use the outlets on the side. What good is 5 feet? It's not even going to reach up to most of the plugs that you have to plug into your garage. Garage plugs have to be a certain height above the floor. This thing's gonna sit on the ground right next to the wall. What good is that? I mean, other than to charge the battery inside the thing, 5 feet is useless. Originally, this was supposed to come, excuse me, with a retractable cord, but they said they just couldn't find a way to make it robust enough. Oh, and here's also what I'm talking about. When you pick it up. Now maybe once I load it up with tools and make it too heavy to carry, it'll carry level. But right now, all the extra weight in the front makes it carry on an angle, which is kind of, again, I guess I'm nitpicking at this point. But again, if they continue to market the Coolbox, I don't know what kind of money they're going to get for it. I mean, I can't even remember what I paid for it. I think maybe $150 back in 2014. I'd just say if you're looking for a Coolbox, just go buy a regular toolbox. Get yourself a little rechargeable, USB rechargeable battery and a Bluetooth speaker and be happy. Because this thing, I mean, it's ridiculous. So, that's my disappointed review of the Coolbox. If you guys have one of these and you think it's great, let me know in the comments section. I mean, I'm not sure who thinks that, but hey, let me know.